Welcome to the Unconsciously Competent Podcast, where ignorance meets its match. I'm your host, Kash, strategist, sexologist, and professional growth agitator. And I'm joined by my tag team partner in truth, Tahoe. This podcast is for people confident enough to admit they don't know everything yet. But real growth doesn't start with being right. It starts with becoming aware. Inspired by the 4 stages of competence, we unpack relationships, money, parenting, power, pleasure, career, and all of those moments where you realize, I might need to unlearn that. We're not here to shame you. We're here to sharpen you, lovingly, of course. And if you've ever found yourself loud and wrong, curious and evolving, or somewhere in between, welcome. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And if you enjoyed this episode, stay connected with us. Head over to www.staycompetent.com, and there you'll find links to our YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all of our audio platforms. Come on, baby. Let's check ourselves. Let's grow on purpose, and let's get consciously better together.
Are you ready? It's been 2 months, a month and a half. I'm excited.
I am. A lot of shit changed in the last 2 months.
A lot of shit changed.
Yeah. I moved.
You did. And you got
that was a huge part of why my availability also.
House.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Amazing ass house. I see you dancing in your backyard. I'm like, what? That's your backyard?
I ain't gonna lie.
What the hell? All right. So what are we doing today? Because I have an ambush for you.
You got an ambush. Okay, before you ambush me, I normally would have opened this before I got here, but I decided to open it here on surprise because I think people watch our platform and sometimes stuff, you post content, the shit could seem a little bit more curated versus the raw. Mm-hmm. Well, this is the raw. Today I didn't know I was getting a package. That's number one, right?
Okay.
Anytime I get a package, there's a specific.
Are you sure that's not some shit that you just ordered at 1 a.m. and forgot about?
I'm gonna tell you exactly how you know. You see my name here? Mm-hmm. It says Kasha Sunshot.
Okay, so you know who's...
Anytime Kasha Sunshot comes, that means Daddy sent me a gift.
Okay.
The reason why is because Sunshot is the name of the hand cannon that I use playing Destiny 2. And
you're gaming.
So, you know what I'm saying? You know I'm a gamer.
I will call you.
My nigga.
And I will hear you like, let me out right here. Let me out right here. Go around the back. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck she talking about?
Running down on these niggas.
Yeah.
Running down on these
niggas. Y'all be playing the game.
Playing that GTA serial killer music. You know that shit that sounds like Miami Vice music? Yeah. That's what you play when you about to go run down on them.
Can I ADHD you real quick?
Yeah,
I know you're about to open your package.
Yeah.
I come in the house the other day. Mortal Kombat is on the television. The music.
Who's watching it?
To Mortal Kombat.
Oh, just playing
music, right? She's in the house. I'm like, yo, because I got somebody outside waiting to sell her some shorts. I'm like, yo, where you at? She's got a full Mortal Kombat outfit on. Scorpion mask.
Yo, we got to go out. I got one too. We need to dress up and do this together.
She's standing there like this.
I
said, so now you want to role play? She wants to role play.
You know how you select them and they be like,
exactly.
That's what she's doing. She's role playing Scorpion. Yes. Get over here.
I said, so what am I supposed to do right now? She said, fight. Are you fucking kidding me? Yo, you gotta put some clothes on. There's somebody outside.
Yo.
She said, fight. I said,
I'm fuck with yo. Shout out to Nate on that one.
My God.
I know that shit had you on high though at the same time.
It changed our entire week. I just kept
probably
looking at her.
Probably wanted to send people's home after that.
I wanted to tie her ass up.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah, get over here. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Finish her.
Yeah.
But it was crazy because so the sunshot part is even funnier because the hand cannon, you know how it's a real recoil on the gun, right? But the way since the cannon, it's like a bum bum blah blah blah. Okay. Yeah. So he gonna say that when I walk, my two cheeks look like two sunshots going blah 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 blah. So that's why that's why it's named Sunshot. So I know it's from him. But he always gets me.
Are you? What if this is like some wild strap on or some shit?
I mean, we'll edit it out, and those will never know. All right, but I don't. It's never usually. Oh, hold on now. Hold on now. Nah, it says heating. We're already in a hot zone. And those who don't know me, my tisms require heat. It's my sensory regulating tool.
Heating.
Oh, I know this ain't what I think it is. I know it ain't what I think it is.
What is it? No, you can't. Don't.
Yes,
don't
it is.
Don't climax.
I'm not going to climax. This is some real women shit, Tahoe. Get one for my sister. I'm going to show you a picture. I'm not going to show you everything. I'm going to show you a picture of the item. This is what it, you see that?
What is this?
Do you see that?
Are you shitting me?
My pussy's on fire. But not because I got any STDs. My pussy's on fire. Because I got a heated panty. So,
why do you need a heated panty?
So first of all, for my period, cramping.
Is this a thing?
Yes.
You get this shit out of me.
So he can put it, but I know I ain't going to only use it for that because, heat generates blood flow and blood flow generates arousal. One of these days, I'm going to be warming this pussy up. I'm going to be slow cooking that shit in a crock pot for him when he come home.
All right, give me this.
I'm lubing it up.
No, what is this? Let me see.
You want the name of the shit? Yeah. You better. Yeah.
I want some hot
that shit juicy,
pussy.
just warm, juicy pussy. You know what? I'm going to have him send the link. I'm going to have him send you the link straight up because it don't even say. It just says electric heating product series, but you probably could put in heated period panties and find the shit.
Heated period panties.
If you find it, let me send you my Amazon influencers link. Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, they even have cool.
Look, that it.
Yeah.
Right here. Filling.
Yeah.
Filling your information.
I'm
All right.
excited,
I'll leave it
yo.
here.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too for your vagina. It's amazing.
Nah, there's a massage function. It heats and massages.
It massages the bum. Wait, it massages the actual. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. This shit is sick. Nigga, you just bought your replacement. What the hell?
He did not. I'm gonna be slow cooking that pussy. Slow cooking that pussy.
That's actually kind of fire.
Yeah, just think about it. I want that shit to be warm. You just come in. Shit is like he always says when he slides in. It says buenas.
I want to see how many
Apparently
settings.
she's Latina.
3 adjustable heating and vibration massage.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm excited. Thank you, Daddy.
Next level, my nigga.
I'm hype. I'm not even gonna lie. I just and aftercare, like after I come, just wipe me down and just put me in my.
I just bought it. I'm sorry, I couldn't wait. Wait.
You know what's so crazy, Tahoe?
What's that?
You see how them panties is here? Yeah. I probably mentioned this shit to him yesterday at 5:08 p.m. And he made sure within 24 hours I had that joint was here.
Shout out to Amazon, man.
Shout out to Amazon.
Well,
the workers at Amazon.
Yeah.
Let me be clear who I'm shouting out at Amazon. Not the head honcho.
Yeah, obviously, we shouldn't even be shouting at Amazon.
But we're going to shout out the fact that there's a lot of Amazon Flex workers out there, you know what I'm saying, making money. There's a lot of regular delivery people, and we know that a lot of you guys depend on it for your livelihood. So as much as I hate all the things, I don't want to see any of those people in this day and age lose no income. I don't want to see nobody lose no income at this point in life.
That was a big problem with the Target boycott for me. It was like all of the black people that worked there. Because half the damn Nut Navy is Amazon workers.
They work.
Whether
Yeah.
they're truck drivers.
And that's always the conflict.
In the damn, on the, what's the line inside?
Yep.
You know
working the warehouse lines and all of that stuff.
They all Amazon workers.
Yeah, and it's a very my book is sold on Amazon.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And
to a degree.
So many black people are selling their stuff out of Target.
Out of there, yep. So I'm just like, it's one of, but they did say supporting black brands was allowed. Like if you were going in there and you were supporting one of the black brands that was still in there, because they didn't want them to be damaged in the process. So yeah, you can still get your honey pot and you stuff like that.
Well, no.
Oh, you said you was going to ambush me. Oh yeah, I have no.
No, you don't know. You don't know. So it's funny. What I was going to say, there's miscommunication with the whole boycott, because I never knew that you could go in there to support the black products. I never knew.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just misinformation, miscommunication, whatever it may be, between the people who want to support and whatever. But I'm having a problem with not understanding something else.
Okay.
And this goes into the idea around the premise of unconsciously competent. Understanding without having to really think about it. It's just a natural understanding of the circumstance. This clip Let me pull it up. I posted on my So Shameless feed. For anybody that doesn't know, I have a show called So Shameless.
And Heart of Soft. We're gonna
Right?
shout out all
Hard
the
to solve.
platforms now.
It's all good. But this one in particular, let me see if I find it. I played, and the reaction that we got was not what I expected.
Really?
Let's see.
If you don't buy me anything, I don't know that you like me. Is deeply rooted in my life, and I think that for years people shamed me out of receiving gifts as a love language. It is a big thing. I need gifts. I need you to be, and it's so tied into acts of service, but I genuinely, I will not feel the love off of you if you don't buy me things. People think it's superficial. People think that it lacks substance. And it's like, well, maybe you feel better if somebody is like, oh, Donnie, you look so beautiful. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I know. Where is the bag? I told you I lost an AirPod 2 weeks ago. You never thought about replacing it?
Okay, girl. My thing is, she didn't mention anything about, like, what about the person's character?
Nobody cares. That's not the problem.
Like, what if he just knock you up your head all the time and you just come with a gift?
Oh, no, she doesn't care.
Is everything okay?
My only thing is, if that's what you do for people too, then okay, maybe. Now, when you just take, it's disgusting.
She didn't say anything about reciprocation, nothing. Just, I'll buy you an AirPod, but I don't want to feel like the only reason you like me is because I buy you.
And then she got you saved in the phone as AirPod boy.
Yeah.
AirPod boy is crazy.
Or free food.
All right. So the discourse afterwards, we can talk about that if there's a problem with that. The problem I'm having, the miscommunication, the misunderstanding that I'm having, that I'm not able to lock in, is the reaction in the comments. And there are two different reactions. The women are like, this is just another love language. I don't know why y'all are talking about her like that. She's a very famous woman. And apparently she's very empowering, women empowering, black people empowering. Okay. They're riding for her at dawn. They're riding. But the men are like, this is very materialistic. This is like, she's like, and so my thing is, I thought it was obvious that the way she communicated in this was very superficial. That's how I felt. When I heard, if you don't buy me anything, I don't know that you love me. That in itself, oh, you love me? That's cool. I'm beautiful. That's cute. Cool. Where's the bag? That sounds to me superficial. It sounds to me superficial. And it's like, okay, I love giving gifts. Tanae will tell you everything she has in her house, with all due respect, right? I'm not trying to play her. But I bought. I buy. I don't care if it's the bath rug, the towels, the damn cutting boards, the jewelry, the bags, the sneakers, the fucking Shein orders, the fake jewelry that she can't wear in the shower. Every goddamn thing I buy. Not because she asked. Anything she asked for. The cats. I bought the cats.
But it's something about hearing this woman say it this way that makes it feel different.
It was, yes. And we can't understand that words mean things.
You hit it on a note.
Okay, tell me.
It's something about the way she said it. Not actually what she's saying. It's the way it was delivered. The delivery is superficial, right? But I do want to say this because I was listening to the responses even after the clip, and I heard something happen that has become my greatest pet peeve of everything in the world right now, which is it's a clip, right? We don't know if she added that additional context of all the other things. She never said this. She never said that. We also are only watching a clip. And so we don't know the rest of what she said. In the comments too. Right? And so I do have to say that because, again, to the tune of what this platform is about, you cannot attain growth if you're going to be lazy about it, right? If the conversation is not heard in full. So I'm going to go based off what I heard. I think it was the delivery of it. She said something that really stuck out to me, that people shamed her out of this her whole life, right? But here's the thing. Let's just take the gift giving thing, right? Because I'm someone who would have ranked gift giving as my least highest of the love languages, I guess. Or if I had to prioritize them, I would put it on at the end. But I feel different about that now. But it's because I understand why gift giving wasn't a big deal for me, that I know why it is for me now. What makes it superficial is the references that she gave were things that people attach to material, the bag, right?
Come on now.
So because she mentioned, first of all, anytime a woman is saying, buy me a bag in this day and age, ears,
come on
especially
now.
male ears,
come on,
only compute that to one thing.
Read the room.
Yeah, it's like bags, rent, car. Those certain words are just gonna trigger
50-50. We know.
Period. Right? But there is no actual relationship that any of us exist in that we don't financially invest in if you're serious with each other. So there's presume, like you just said, you buy these things not because she's asking, but because you will. So I think more so to the tune of what she's saying is, and I can relate to this, right? I remember being in relationships where I've always been a very intentional gift giver. You know that. The world knows that by now. That has followed me.
I know that.
Right? Sure. And because of the level of effort I would put into people's gifts or experiences I planned for them or whatever, I never felt like that match energy was reciprocated. So I just said, I'd rather like put the gifts down here, just do acts of service for me, because I always felt like gift giving led to disappointment for me, if I'm being honest. And it wasn't even about...
Nigga, you're a Pisces.
Yes.
Nigga. I don't think people...
I go hard with my shit, and it's just like...
This is why I gotta
protect your feelings and not make you feel bad about the lack of effort that you put into this gift. I'm supposed to just be grateful.
You didn't figure me out
for
with this
anything.
Gift.
No,
this gift
this is generic.
This is some shit.
I can see you went to the category and picked gifts for her, and you just found something and ordered it because this.
You threw this at me. That's how this felt, because this had nothing to do with me.
Who the fuck this for?
Yeah.
Like,
that's like giving me a pair of period panties.
This is some shit you could buy and keep in the cabinet for all your bitches, and give it to any of them could get it. Don't.
This doesn't have my name on it,
and
you didn't study me with this.
And see, Chris did something different. He listened to the one detail. I said, I live my life around comfort. I told him this, if I could pick the most, if you could say, what's one thing that you prioritize out of everything over, is comfort. I thought about that with the tub shit, comfort, right? I thought about it when it comes to where I wouldn't mind spending money, bedding, cuddly, soft shit that's going to make me feel those. Boom, spa. I got a spa membership.
Let's think about this.
Comfort. So he gifts me. What's these pants?
This is what I'm about to say.
Comfort.
If she would have said in that video, if I'm on my menstrual and you go get me a pair of warming menstrual, this costs $40,
and it's everything.
It would have delivered a completely different message, right? Like, you thought about me and you brought me something.
Yes.
That's a gift.
But I'll tell you, even the expensive ones that he's gotten me has not just been an expensive gift. Like, I want to say, for example, I haven't shown this yet, but I guess I can.
Fire.
But he bought me the AI chessboard that automatically plays you and moves itself. Shit. It resets itself. It's a smart chessboard, right?
Oh, nah.
Chessboard is at least $1,000. $1,000 chessboard.
Oh, no.
I saw it. I went crazy. I just saw an ad for the shit. I was losing my mind. I'm like, oh my God. Like, that shit is like, ugh.
You trying to train her to be a warrior because you train you against AI chess?
That's what I do now. I play
like Sun Tzu.
I play computer levels hide and eat. My thing is, I'm a thinker, is low maintenance. So chess is something that I have been playing since 5 years old. And the sentiment is also that my grandfather was the first person to teach me. So aside from having been on a team, a national, chess playing team, we went around the country, states, all this stuff. So it's always been a part of me, but some part of me lost it. And recently, within the last year, I've been purposely playing again, right? And so the timing of the gift also had layered sentiment because it was the chess, it was the board that I wanted, but you also got it right as you heard me say, I'm really trying to get back in the habit of playing more frequently, right? But I said to him specifically, but I don't really want to play against people because I don't want to play it for competition. I want to compete with me. My goal is just to challenge myself to keep leveling up. And I know my competitive spirit, right? It will make it about something else other than what I want it to be. And for me, it was more so about curing my ADHD executive dysfunction. I really just want something that reminds me, you know how to make moves. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to question your moves, just make them. So me telling him I don't want to play another person and then you buy me this AI chessboard, the sentiment layered and it's like the price of it is okay, good. And so I feel like when a person gifts like that, it's hard because it's not just a gift. at that. It's a way of saying, I see you. I understand you. Yes. What she displayed in a clip, and this is again delivery, and it's so funny how you ambushed me, but you ended up right on topic. Okay. Because today is a honey on your tongue day.
This is what I'm talking about.
I didn't even tell him too deep about what we were speaking about before I got here. I just kind of mentioned to him when I got here I want to talk about where the softness has gone, right? But it's because it's displayed with also a layer of an entitlement in the tone that makes men feel a little bit more like this is I'm subjecting you versus it's used versus useful. Right, exactly. So because it's like it's gift giving, I require it. If I'm saying the same thing about acts of service, I require this and I did that, it's going to seem like, bitch, you want to serve it, right? So, and maybe I do, but.
Different show.
But but the reality of it is the way she conveyed it. If she has said gifts of high value and gifts of different value that were sentimental to me, I don't think that would have been received that way. So it could be anything from a bag to a this because I really like this. So that contrast doesn't allow to give the range that people were listening for. Because when she started off, I could understand her saying, I require this to feel loved. And at the end of the day, while we can't put a price tag on everything, I do think that you cannot talk about romance and love without currency because certain gestures do require certain finances. And it's not to say that it's all about money and you can't be struggling, you can't be this. But if you were planning a trip, you'd be spending a certain amount of money anyway, right? So it's expected, I think, in committed relationships that you will do that. But it is her tone and delivery that actually made the clip sound like what it sounded like.
In the healthy ones.
Yeah.
In the healthy ones. Yeah, I have no problem with the messaging, right? Gift giving. I think gift giving is a love language for me. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be.
But I also feel like the reason why the response to the clip could have also been layered in the way the Black community deals with the conversation of wealth and finance and money. Okay. Right? Like what flashy lifestyles, what we glorify, what gets illuminated versus not. You might know who all the rappers and singers are, but you may not know who all the Black millionaire tech guys are, right? So just culturally, there's a sensitivity to it because everything is about what you can give me, what you can do for me, who got the bag, who got this. The room. Right now, the summer anthem that people have adapted, spin that. I'm going to say people because not me, but spin that.
And that's a sensitive topic, especially for Black men, where we are and where we stand in our community. So for a woman to say, hey, if you don't buy me a bag, I don't know that you love me I don't know if the triggering is the right word, but it's something that can put your guard up.
It is because many men have been used. Many men have dealt with women who solely wanted them for money.
Or made to feel inadequate.
Right. So that statement immediately arms his defenses because the way it's delivered conditions you to now say, I don't know which category you fit in. Right. So now it's like certain conversation statements make you turn up your meter, meaning like my radar is on because now I have to discern whether this person's going to be genuine or they just want the gifts. Right. Versus saying, you know what I'm saying? Versus her delivery being something more to the tune of what I really value and appreciate is when a man takes time to show me how he loves me in different ways. And one of my favorite ways that I feel like is probably my top is gift giving. It's like he can tell me he loves me. He can tell me all those things, but giving me a gift shows me.
Come on.
It makes me feel seen. It could be a bag because I know, every girl loves a bag. Okay. I'm a girl at the end of the day. I love a bag. So you might want a bag, but also it could be something as simple as
my AirPod dropped and you just come and find me a new AirPods.
And even when she said, I told you I lost one of my AirPods, that was also a statement. So there's an entitlement. I expect you to do it.
You didn't think to go get me another AirPod?
Right. And as opposed to, I appreciate the kind of guy who notices simple things. Like when I mentioned to him that my AirPod was lost, he's the kind of guy who wants to replace it.
Come on!
Like the delivery alone changes the entire
with all due respect,
message.
This matters to men.
It does.
The way Kash is just giving you the game right now. And I could be completely wrong in your eyes. But can y'all see where Kash is right in the way she's speaking on this? Like, it's the way you deliver this message to this man who's economically struggling, right? Y'all know that, how women are going way past this in y'all economic field. So for you to talk to us like, yo, like you didn't think to do this or like, yo, you like me, but where's the bag? It can be fucking like, what the fuck? And I don't understand why.
You got to know how
when
to
we
say
talk
it.
about unconsciously competent, when we talk about unconscious, when we're talking about just understanding things for the way they are, just simply when we look at it, we say, I understand. Why are we beefing about this? Why? I get gift giving, I understand, but why are we beefing about? Listen back. Imagine if that was a dude saying like, yo, if she don't give me pussy, I don't know that she love me. Y'all gonna be the first ones to say, well, she could be going through her menstrual. She could be going through this. Are you helping wash the dishes? You're going to understand that there's another side. But why do we beef about these simple things?
Hey, UC family. I just want us to pause really quick. Before we jump back into the remainder of this episode, I want to take a moment to model something that's really important to me and to this platform. You see, the goal of Unconsciously Competent isn't to pretend that we're always right or to be always right. It's to become more competent over time. Growth isn't ever about making mistakes. It's about being willing to recognize them, own them, and correct them. One thing I hope you'll always be able to trust about me, Tahoe, and our platform is that if we misspeak and we discover new information or realize we've explained something inaccurately, we're going to correct it. Not because someone else pointed it out, because we're looking to correct ourselves before those opportunities even come up. But we know it's important that the information you receive here should be as accurate and responsible as we can make it. This is how we grow together. And as someone with ADHD, this is actually something I've had to become comfortable with. Sometimes the thought in my head is crystal clear, but somewhere between my brain and my mouth, it doesn't come out in the way I intended it. Those things tend to happen more commonly if I'm feeling a little bit tired, exhausted, overworked. It could also happen if I'm under a slight influence, maybe I'm tipsy. There are times where that sharpens the message, and there are times where my brain processing happens in a different form that doesn't sharpen the message. But either way, I realized as I was watching this that might have exactly been what happened here. Because from the moment I finished speaking it, I was questioning it in my head. And I had a desire to go back and check it. But before I could, we were moving forward in our conversation and things were just going deeper in. And yeah, I may have taken one sip too many of that whiskey, y'all, okay? But ever since I taped this episode, something about the explanation just kept bothering me and I really couldn't shake it. So I said, you know what, Cash, we're gonna go back and watch it. And that's when I realized, Cash, you said that completely backwards, laughing out loud. And at first I thought we can just edit it out. And I decided, no, I'm leaving the mistake in, because if even the hosts of Unconsciously Competent are not exempt from learning in real time, where ignorance meets its match includes us too. So in the next moment, you're going to hear me accidentally reverse explain the definitions of empathy and sympathy, and here's what I actually meant. Empathy is our ability to understand and emotionally step into another person's experience, even if we haven't lived that exact experience ourselves. While sympathy is that feeling of concern or compassion, right? Something that happens from the outside of the experience without necessarily sharing or fully understanding what they're feeling, right? And the point that I was actually trying to make is that we tend to empathize more easily with experiences that might resemble our own or might feel more relatable even if we didn't actually experience them. Whereas some of the women who may have heard this woman speak had a greater ability to do so because of that. Whereas a lot of the guys watching it received a completely different message, and they all understood each other because they can empathize with the experience of a male who may have been used or abused for what he has by a woman, who sometimes coats it in, this is how I feel loved, right? The bottom line is they understood that the same message sounded transactional to them, while to the women it was different. Each group was filtering the conversation through their own lived experiences. That difference in perspective is exactly why conversations like this matter. So while you go forth and listen to me speak this backwards, I hope you can listen past my error and into the deeper point of my message. Now let's get back to this episode.
Sounds like in that, even in those scenarios where the women would come to the woman's rescue, and that it's actually rooted in sympathy, not empathy. And I think that's what we gotta like create a separation.
What's the difference? Okay.
Because sympathy is, I can empathize sometimes for someone else more so. Sympathy, right? And people don't realize that to me, it's always been something that is more perceived as in, I sympathize because I have experienced it it's a direct relation more commonly, but also people see sympathy more so, and it's not as positively viewed, in my opinion. People feel like they attach the words of sympathy to like pity. I feel like they equate it over there, right? Where I can sympathize, right? So if a woman loses her father, and I don't have my dad, I'm more than empathize. I sympathize. I've lost my dad too, right? So I can give empathy to her because I sympathize, right? And so again, what is being missed here is people have those responses because they can sympathize. Those women feel like they can relate, but the opposite situation is because we are constantly fighting over things we don't relate on, and because they are usually things rooted in the differences of our experiences as men and women. We don't have the same experience, even though we can be going through the same thing. We're existing in it in two different ways. So
damn. You smoked me, right? You just smoked
it's not, but on some real talk, even for the guys though, they are relating to dude because they know what it feels like to have a woman try to game them who just want them for their stuff. So it's deeper than empathy. You know what I'm saying? It's personal. So I feel like that's, again, to the tune of how we keep coming with the pick no one's stepping into the other perspective and even trying to see, so they can only understand their view. Right? But we don't live in this world by our damn selves. And that's where it becomes real toxic. But I do think there's so many cultural layers in the conversation that can't be ignored. Like, if you think about, crack in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? The drug dealers, the flashy sweatsuits, the girl had the matching suit. The girl, you know what I'm saying? It was a thing. Images, everything, right? So the perception of not having a man dote on you in that way is like that. To some of these girls, it's like he don't give a fuck about you, because any man who care about you would do X, Y, and Z.
Where's the Lulu? Where's your Lulu?
And my thing is, I would have came up to him and be like,
for your birthday.
I just be like, Daddy, you gonna buy me a bag so we could fill it up together? I say some shit like that. I really know. The thing is, women think that the rigid stand your ground tone is their strongest tool in the arsenal against the bullshit. It's not. It's your softness is your strongest skill, right? And it's frustrating for me because what I think is misconstrued and hasn't been conveyed, because I exist on both sides of the experience. The only thing that separated me from bitter black woman syndrome and the person I am today is simply my emotional intelligence and my deep-rooted quest to like always attain new knowledge, right? It's like, you know better, you do better. But if you can't do better in what you haven't learned. So I'm the person who just wants to accumulate all this information, because sometimes you can't have those realizations, you can't have those reflections if you don't go outside of yourself and see, like, that's the main thing, because I know exactly why they're not soft. Right? Like, I could have been her, hands down.
The story that I read from you the other day, child, all I'm saying is, when the other one dropped, when her book dropped, cop. When her book drops about her life, cop. Because she showed me some shit the other day, and I was like, yo, I had to put it down and call her. Because that shit is real.
And it was one of those moments for me of saying, like, listen, I have a really positive outlook on life, and people seem to think it's as a result of having not sometimes been through certain shit.
Right.
And they don't understand it's actually the trauma that trained me. Yeah.
You've been through
everything.
You've been through everything.
Real shit.
Everything.
To the point where people don't believe. And, and so, I've existed on the sides of the world's deepest traumas. And to me, it's because of that I know that the only way to rescue us is to help women return to their softness. And because I'm at peace. And when I say that, I mean that. And it's a different kind of peace. It's like all my problems are not gone, but I have a reassurance. I feel it's going to be fine. Everything is going to be exactly what it's supposed to be. And so far it has been, because every single one of those negative experiences has literally already repaid me in my future. I can't equate any of it. So I'm saying that as a woman, and I'm to the ladies, this is me talking to you, sister. I'm calling you to what I refer to as the sisterly mat, right? Because I got to wrestle with you, but it's going to be on a soft, girly mat, okay? I have also been wronged. I have been used by the guys. I have spent money on the guys. I have been that stupid girl who invested in whatever it is that he wanted to get invested in. I have been cheated on. I have been sexually assaulted twice in my life at the hands of black men. I have been domestically abused. I lost my father. And not because, just a casual thing. No, because my father lived a certain lifestyle. And while I don't fault him for his choices, he definitely was getting money. And he was easily a person to want to go after. You knew he had something. You knew he was going to come up on that robbery. So I have directly been impacted by all these things that men do. Both of my son's biological fathers are not as active in their life. One of them not at all, and one of them somewhat. And that's just my real. And while I don't have no animosity to him, CJ, I love you. Mm-hmm. I'm being real. This is my experience, right? But that ain't really just it. You understand what I'm saying? I have been strung along. I've had the guy sell me the dream. I have had all of them. Like if you can think of it, I have the great guy. I've dated the married guy. I mean, I've been through it all. And what I'm saying is I've experienced that same pain. I've experienced all of it. But at some point, the accountability is what began the healing. Because I had to acknowledge whatever might have been experiencing in my life that made me choose certain individuals in certain times that I also had to accept what aspects of my life I could not control that put me in danger or harm, right? And you get to a certain point where the body keeps so much score, right, that it will override you in your mind. You'll find that you're always feeling like hopeless, not hopeful. Mm-hmm. You're starting to feed depressive like thoughts. And it puts you to a place where if you got kids and shit, the only other choice is armor. Mm. The only other choice is to suit up in titanium. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I kind of, while you said the saving of the black community is women returning to their softness, I also believe it's men putting on the armor. I believe it's men actually not being so so armed up when women say, hey, I like acts of service. I need men to take out the garbage or to be there for us and be men again. Because we're so worried about women harming us. It's almost like we're enemies. We're sleeping with the enemy now. Mm. Like we're trying to get shit from y'all without having to give y'all what y'all require, what y'all need to feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, so while there's a struggle on your end, I think there's one on our end as well.
To that tune, again, if I now had to look at the reverse, and this is not everything applies to everyone, right? Because that's only one reason that the women end up there. There's another very big one. There's several big ones actually. Mm-hmm. But for the men, to the tune of what you said, them suiting up, right? You got to know, if you're thinking from the street side of life, a lot of niggas is dead because of a woman. Mm-hmm. A lot of them been lines set. How many times has a woman have been a thing to line them up, right? There's also a constant assessment of the intentions and what they truly are. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. To a lot of men, women have become the liability, who have taken a certain route, because while this is not always the outcome, a lot of times in divorce, men have a little bit more to lose.
A lot more to lose.
Right? And so there's the fear even on that side of it.
I saw a tweet today that said women don't believe in 50-50 until it comes to divorce.
And you know that's interesting. That's a really...
Yo, y'all would do 50-50 nothing until it's time for divorce. I said, oh shit, yo. The internet will never lose. And I know a neurodivergent person wrote that. Yo.
I know that.
The way they did that math.
But it's crazy. But it's not, but it's real. But you know what else I think about though is okay, is you got those guys, you got the guys who raised a child and found out it wasn't his after the kid done turned 15. You know, like men have been deceived too, right? It's kind of like we both got to a point where both sides was just like, I'm going to get what I can get out of this, mm-hmm. right? Like we leaving here with something type energy. Mm-hmm. And people came into everything for self, but not necessarily with true harmonious efforts. And then the people who did, they were hit with experiences that hardened them. They got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Could have been once, could have been twice, could have been real bad. And then they went into their villain side more. You know what I mean? So you got a lot of that kind of cause and effect happening. But then there's some other stuff. And I also, we always bring the data on UC because we are an information-based platform for growth, right? I was looking at the conditions, different sort of situations, right? And I feel as though there's some stuff that we kind of have to look at. So, sources, this one here is from PubMed Central. It had a statement that said Black women are often criticized for sounding angry, dominant, overly independent, combative, intimidating, masculine, or difficult. Research shows this is not imaginary sensitivity. In experimental workplace studies, anger expressed by Black women was more likely to activate the angry Black woman stereotype and negatively affect how observers evaluated them. Other research has found that Black women may be perceived as less warm than women generally, which affects how their emotions are and even their faces are processed by others initially without even speaking a word, right? So research has proved that public perception of Black women is automatically just that. All right. So now here's the next thing. They talked about women in labor. And specifically how, because I wanted to go back. I'm trying to figure out where things, root is, but how we're going to get where we're going now. One historical concept or, receipt is during the World War II, accelerated women's movement into paid employment. It said it did not begin Black women's labor. Black women had historically worked outside the home at higher rates than white women, including while married, partly because Black households had less economic ability to survive on one male income. This was due to a lot of racial income disparities. A census report described Black women as historically having higher labor force participation than white women, even among married women. In 1973, roughly half of Black women and women then classified with the Negro and other races were civilian in the labor force compared to approximately 44% of white women. So there was always more Black women having to work, right? Either because that man couldn't make enough on his own and the household needed more, or they were single women working in the workforce. So overall, basically, it's saying over time, this has not went down, right? But Black women are also the most qualified people in a lot of scenarios and passed over. So that feeds said aggression. Any inequality feeds aggression. You get tired of always fighting and being 3 times more qualified and someone, taking something and then you being hired to work under that person, right? Carrying the back of corporate America with no real equity or ownership. So when I think about that, before going anywhere further, it's just like, this conversation is different from us. Like our experience really just has not been the same as any other race. And Black women are constantly being compared to other races. But no one is considering if those women experienced and endured what our women across time have endured and passed down to our daughters. You know what I'm saying? We have been trained survival and people don't like to talk about slavery, but like, come on.
There's a picture that I used to have. It's on my phone somewhere. And it's a Black woman. There's like you could tell it was during the Civil War era. And not Civil War, the fucking, the 60s, 50s. What is this?
Oh, okay. You talking, okay. Civil War was coming into that, but you're thinking of Civil Rights Movement.
Civil Rights Movement. That's what I'm talking about. And the officer has like this M16 or whatever the fuck kind of gun he has, and she's just like, get this shit out my face. She's just like pushing him to the side, like, get the fuck.
She's sick of shit.
Sick of it. And
Rosa
actually,
on the bus.
You understand what I'm saying? Sick of it.
Sit the fuck down.
And actually defying, and I feel like standing by the Black man in this fight.
The revolutionaries, Beyonce said something in the song Upgrade You that went over a lot of people's head, right? She said she can do for you what Malcolm did for the people, right? And she's basically saying it was ran by the men, but the women kept the tempo. It's very seldom that you're blessed to find your equal to play that part. And let you be recited. It was that. Listen to what she said. It was ran by the men, but the women kept the tempo. So real, right? So real. So understanding that anytime we actually revolutionized and saw any level of progress, it required the combination of the men in leadership and the women being equilibrium, right? And so we get so far from our nature, right? And you know, it's so crazy. You know how you just gave me the phrase about the 50-50? I've been actually challenging myself every day to pick like phrases that we say and like make it literal. And then I said to myself, people keep talking about the nature versus nurture, right? Like what we were nurtured into. And I'm like, even that is stupid, right? Because how can it be nature versus nurture when nature needs nurture, right? And nurture needs nature. How many things have we healed with nature? So how can it be versus?
Right.
And then I started realizing we have a lot of constructs that pit things against each other that actually rely on each other, right? Yin, it's not yin versus yang. It's yin and yang, right? And period. And each of them have a little, right? Y'all dominant testosterone, we dominant, but it's still a splash in each, which means we still require a little of each. So we keep looking at shit and not really seeing that the argument that we're having is that we're fighting gender roles so deeply that we don't actually realize which aspects of the, I would say, binary gender constructs actually do matter. Like they matter.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
So, even if you're not in a hetero relationship, we still exist in a world where you could be a gay man with a black woman supervisor. You still gonna know how to talk to. You gotta know how to talk to that black woman. She still gotta know how to talk to that man, right? And so it doesn't really matter from that perspective because masculine and feminine energy are going to coexist in the world regardless of how you identify. So now that we can establish that shit, now we can begin to have the conversations and realize, first of all, black women are exhausted. We're tired. We've been tired. We've been sick and tired. I think black men have been sick and tired too. And, you know, there's something else when I was thinking about going back to even the periods of time that you were speaking about, a lot of other things that I think can upset the average black woman today is the constant comparative to women of before, right? And no one has ever asked the question of why these generations suddenly popped up with these mindsets if we were raised by those women, right? At some point, those women started telling us, don't do what the fuck I did. Everyone keeps talking about how long these marriages were, but nobody keeps talking about whether they were healthy long marriages. It wasn't until 1993 that a woman could even file charges against her husband for raping her. Sexual assault of your wife was not a crime before 1993. That's not that long ago, bro.
I was 18 years old.
It's not that long ago. It's in our lifetime.
I was 18.
You understand what I'm saying? And so if it wasn't even illegal to rape your wife until the 90s, can you imagine what was happening in those marriages? What started to happen is what women did what women have always done. Okay, if you think about Harriet.
Survive.
We've been survivors, but we've always been people who can see the way. Our intuition have led us and guided us for a long time. But women have always looked out for women. We have always told our daughters, watch out for this and watch out for that. Just like fathers do their sons. It's always been a thing. But at some point, right, there was a part of womanhood carrying these movements. Like I said, if I use Harriet, for example, a lot of people don't understand when they talk about how Harriet was shooting people, right? But being so spirited and so guided that you were not willing to allow anyone to compromise the route, not even her husband. Research that. Not even her husband. Women have always understood that we have to carry shit over because we literally birthed the next fucking nation. We have a different type of responsibility.
Nature and nurture.
My nature. Now, some women don't go according to said nature. Some women choose to say, I don't want motherhood and all those types of things. And that's okay. Some women have their ability to even do that, remove. It doesn't change your ability to create. At the end of the day, we are the mother of creation, mother nature, all that shit. So that's the nature we're getting away from that I'm speaking of. I'm not even just talking about your reproductive, procreative, nah. We've always been that. What you give a woman, you give a village. We have the healers. Historically, it's always been that. But something changed in a period of time. And I'm getting curious as to why we don't realize at what point these changes were always just conveniently aligned whenever white people were taking us over. And I'm not saying this is any way hate towards any white person, but this conversation is for who it's for. And I need you guys to respect that. At the end of the fucking day, If we're going to keep it a stack, in our origin cultures, even a woman's sexuality was not treated with the shame it has today. Women who exuded high sexual energy were known as high priestesses. They were actually, the power of that woman and her ability to harvest that energy, it conveys to nurture. When I touch my child, I'm still looking at him like this. It's soft, it's sensual. Just like when I touch my man and I look at him like that. It's the same energy, but converted. The eyes might be different. The shit, but I need my sexual energy. Okay? Understand that my organs activate. I'm giving birth through one of them. I'm nursing through the others. Like when you think about this shit. And so we never actually used to shame that shit. Those women were healers. Those women had the ability to make people feel differently. Like I know I do. You know what I'm saying? I don't run from that nature because it's not just for men. It's not just for men. It's for us as women too. When I look at my sister and I see her and I go, okay, girl, I see you. And she feels that, I'm giving her energy. I'm throwing body at her. Okay, yes. So why you can't shut down, and shame is one part of us that literally is like the freaking bottom of the feeding well for everything feminine that we are. They're losing their softness because you're shaming what makes them soft. And that's the real.
The sexuality.
God made our bodies to be these things. There has never been medically discovered another reason for a clitoris other than pleasure. Did you know that? Men don't have that because there's other reasons for your penis, obviously, right? But the clitoral organ specifically, it's not a health thing. It's literally just for the sake of pleasure. Why is it important that women experience pleasure? And why does that play a process in even the reproductive process of having a child and all of those types of things? Because men might not realize your sperm can help my labor.
What? Why? How?
There's pitocin naturally in your semen. That's something that they use to inject for women to help induce labor. But naturally, it's already in the male body.
That's why they say have sex with her.
Stimulating her nipples help contract her pelvic floor. You could be playing with her nipples while she's in labor and relaxing her pelvic floor. Our sexual organs can even make birth easier if we didn't run from them. Because at the end of the day, an orgasm is a contraction of those very same muscles that you have to use. Learning how to hold into those feelings, it helps you with your all of that breathing. All of that stuff that they're doing is just Kegels. That's all that is. So if you notice, all of our sexual organs and our reproductive organs have a relationship with each other. But most importantly for vaginal, not just lubrication, but with something called transudation, right? And that's just overall the fluid and the wetness in that area in the process of delivering it, right? But I say that because our vaginas are self-cleaning operating ovens. Right? It's constantly in a cycle in which it's shedding the uterine lining, right? Those things that we happen and we go through on our period, our body is constantly eradicating and getting rid of bad bacteria. It maintains a pH level and an acidic level to keep bad bacteria from it. Like, you don't understand how complex this organ is. And the thing is, a woman who gets good blood flow, which is driven by arousal, she has a healthier pelvic region, a healthier vaginal region, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, and I know I've spoken a lot. I'm sorry. I hated to,
No, I'm listening.
But it's a situation of we cannot deny the root of femininity and expect femininity. Every single thing of that is it works against your mission, especially because y'all expect her to come into that bed like a sexual succubus.
Well, how do women train to get it back? Their softness.
It doesn't happen without safety. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because we literally can't get that without you to a degree. And I'm going to say this for this reason, right? Because women are also equally protectors, right? But when I say this, I'm speaking about it specifically in the context of masculine and feminine relations, right? So let's just say you're in a relationship with a woman who you feel is in this state. She's in this space and she's trying to work her way back. In order for her to do that, it's going to require her to go dig up some really ugly shit. And she's going to have to go through that. And she has to be able to break down. But a woman who doesn't have safety, a woman who doesn't have support, she can't afford to break down. She's still got too much to do. She still got maybe a family or children to raise or whatever the case is. She still has a career that she might be about. She may not be able to afford to fall back without any support and process.
All right, but what is safety? You got to give me, I'm a man. I'm not that smart.
No. Emotional safety to me doesn't exist without the 4 things I define as the pillars of intimacy. My framework that I created is in that intimacy doesn't exist without physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional intimacy, right? For a woman to be soft, she has to be in tune with her emotional core. She has to be able to be sensitive, because sensitivity is what helps us feel, right? Our sensory softness, where even most, she has to be in tune with that. So it requires for you to be someone that she can talk to vulnerably, without the shame, without the judgment, without the reactions, without the, whatever case is, just holding space for certain things. Because the more she can share those things with you and have that mental connection with you, more emotionally she will unlock, right? Then spiritually, she will feel more aligned with you. She will feel like she's got somebody who is right for her, because they create this feeling of mental and emotional safety, where I can tell him anything, we can talk about anything. Even when we go through shit, we can have the confidence, we can come back from it, we grow from every problem. You know what I'm saying? So she feels there, but more certain than anything, you have to be stable. You have to be there. She has to feel like she's not going to get all of this and then it's going to be gone tomorrow. She has to wonder, is he going to leave me, or is he leading me on and then he never going to make me his woman, or is he ever going to marry me? And that uncertainty doesn't breed comfort. It literally breeds uncertainty, right? So she can't be confident in you. So how can you be safe for her if she's not even sure she can count on you to be there? So you get those 3, the mental, the emotional, and that spiritual. When I say spirituality, alignment, not religious, even though religion can be a factor if people have religion as a high, deal breaker. But I mean more so like an alignment, in that you feel like this is a person who you can grow with. You can walk a path with, even if they can't walk every path. Y'all can see a path forward together that goes forward into the future. All right. So I don't have to question whether I'm here. Physically, now she opens up entirely. And when a woman accesses that physical openness, first of all, her body is going to react to you completely differently. Okay. She won't have to spend as much time actually revving up half the time, unless she's had like a stressful day or something. But for most part, her body's already going to be at ease to your presence. So even the foreplay will be less strenuous, to be honest, because she's more sensitive to you. But when a woman is able to be sensitive and feel, you have to know that sometimes, her emotions will hit her harder. Just give her what she needs when those emotions hits, and let her go through it, because we come out a different type of wise through all of it. When she can exist in all of that, she's not going to be scared to be soft with you, because softness gets run over in a lot of places when it's not skilled. And that's why I say it's not just being able to talk with a sweet tone, because there's a lot of sweet tone bitches who are condescending.
I see what you just did.
Did you know?
I heard that.
Yeah. And could you understand what I was saying?
Yeah, I don't like when people do that to me.
You see, it's very soft.
Yeah.
But did you get it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you understood.
No, I got
Those
it.
bitches ain't liked either. Y'all don't like them either. They ain't rough.
Like them.
Right. They're passive aggressive. Like, they're very triggering. So it's not just her ability to be able to be soft in that way. It's her ability to now have the mental connection with you, where she can actually display logic, balance with the emotional side of her.
You're saying that it's up to us to unlock this. Where do we get the strength to navigate that? Because it's like, it can sound like a lot of work.
It's a work on both ends. And it is a lot of work. I'm not going to lie to you. It is. But it's worth it. You know what the difference is? We don't actually mind work. We hate work that feels like it's not progressing us. But if we put in work and you see the results, it makes it worthwhile. It doesn't feel like work. You know what I'm saying? It feels like growth. It's a different feeling. As opposed to I'm doing all of this, I'm doing this, and I'm not getting the outcomes. It just feels exhausting, feels draining.
How do you know it's working? The work.
I think that the more you navigate conflict and you start to notice that you're not storing as much emotional memory of your past issues. That's a big tell, I think. Like you have an issue, y'all come through it, and it's not like every time y'all fight, it feels like the burden of all of them. That's a good sign that you're in a healthy direction.
Yo, when it always goes back to something else, or you're carrying,
you could crack a joke in the middle of the argument and break the ice, and still did it come back in. Those type of things.
Or the conflict ends at the resolve.
At the resolve.
It ends. It doesn't come back up.
Yeah, and that happens when people come out of those conflicts and they hold accountability for what they say. You can't display accountability in the moment. That's just the reality of it. You can only acknowledge, right? You did this. I feel like you did this. And you say, you know what? I can see where you're coming from. Yeah. I'm going to work on that. Yeah, that was right?
Wrong. That was wrong.
That was wrong of me. So I can acknowledge me being wrong and I can apologize for doing it. But the accountability doesn't happen until you actually start putting in the work. Mm-hmm. So when you start seeing that person make the effort is when you actually will start to say, I feel comfortable here, because even when we have challenges, we actually work on them. We actually work on ourselves. We come back better. You know what I'm saying? We learn something about each other with each fight. Right? That's what Chris and I call it, love-huments. We don't call it arguments.
Learn-huments.
Love-huments.
Yeah, but learn-huments.
Learn-huments could be too, yeah.
Because love-huments, I get that.
Yeah.
But it's also like, oh.
I learned something in there. I like that.
Right. I'm having this impression on you. I didn't realize I was doing that. Let me change the way I deal with that. I learned something just now.
It's an opportunity for growth. Right. Yeah.
But it takes a level of, and I say this word a lot because I really love it, intentionality. You got to want to create a positive effect with your partner. You have to act. There has to be a goal.
Because you can't change a person.
Right.
And the motivation has to be intrinsic. It has to be from within. It can't be some external factor.
No.
It has
to
be
want to.
Yeah, yeah. Like, and that's what it really comes down to. But I think that it happens on both sides. Now, for a woman who doesn't feel like she has access to men in that way, because there are a lot of women who keep a lot of distance from men because they're not simply safe to a lot of them, right? And I can understand that aspect too. I think that for those women, it begins in the community of having wiser or older women around you who are wiser. And I say that combined because just because they older don't mean they wiser, right? When I say that, you look to the women who exude, right, a certain piece that you wish to attain. We all see them, even if you're not her, you don't feel like you're her right now, but you see them and you see, I wish I could be that. A lot of them are in my comments. I see them all the time. And it's like, you don't say, I wish. Ask yourself, what do I have to do to become? And I always share all the things that I do, all of my ritualistic things that I do, all the things that I do to stay tapped in no matter what, right? And so a lot of times it's nice to romanticize the look of it, but not ever put it into practice. Right? It's ugly first, bro. I'm not going to hold you.
It's a lot of breaking down.
It's a lot of breaking down. But you know what? After you break down, you come back to your center. You regulate yourself. You remind yourself you pulled through it. But you also ask yourself if there was one thing that you could say was a takeaway. Unless what that is, you write that down and you throw the rest of it away. You just keep the takeaway. Release the rest of it. It sounds like release the rest of it. Like, seriously, make peace with shit that you can't change because the past is written. You know what I'm saying? You spend so much time operating there. You can't live in your current present. So you're not in tune with yourself now. And you give birth to a pretty fucked up future. That's what I think it comes down to. So I soft girl era, I hate that phrase.
Why?
It's in existence. An era ends.
Soft girl existence.
You have to become, not live in an era. Like you can just a soft girl era feels like whole phase. Like it sounds like you're giving it this period of time where just being cute and dainty and pink and not being this and it's just cutesy. This is very performative. This is very
But isn't that a graduation from the mean girl era or something where
all of them come into eras? It all equates back to you defining this period of time as opposed to just being that girl, being a soft girl. It's not an era. It's your existence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and understanding that even it's enriched by the difficult periods and times. Because my thing is this: a lot of women who've gotten to the certain really tough exteriors, right? I honestly feel it's because their central nervous system have built up resistance to certain things. My thing is this, right? The mind tells the body, hand up. That's the command from my brain to my body, right? But it's the same reason why I could be like, if I was in front of a car come up to me, I'm gonna be like, I'm getting up out of there, and then a person would be like, and freeze, right? So
Same person.
Because they're not in the actual trauma to really see how they reacted or respond or how they're responding, right? Some people do immediately get up out of there. Some people freeze, right? So when you think about it from that phrase, okay, cool. My brain's supposed to tell my body what to do, but eventually you try to believe the best in people, even though people have shown you the worst, right? Sometimes, and the body keeps score of it. Your body never forgets the feeling you had when those things happen, even if your mind is capable of processing and move it on. So what begins to happen is it begins to feel like those two functions go like this. Now your nervous system is telling your head, you can't trust these niggas. You can't.
Been here before.
Remember this? Remember how this felt? And that anxiety that you felt because you don't want to be there again. Remember you said that? That body starts to remind you because you don't forget that pain until you actually heal it. You know what I'm saying? So now certain men are triggers of it. So now a lot of women have gotten to a point of feeling like I can't keep letting this get robbed of me and I don't get nothing from it. But then it's not just the girls that went through shit. It's also the girls who were raised by women who went through shit. That's why I said those older women that y'all keep telling us to be like, they were not telling their daughters to be like them. Some of them were not. There's a reason why. Don't let these motherfuckers make sure you put your money and you have your own money tucked to the side because you can't trust any. You always put yourself a little, whatever, because you. Who was saying that grandma? How old is grandma? She was young in the 50s. You understand what I'm saying? So those same women that you're telling us that we ain't like, I want you to know that she's the one who told us don't be like her. Because she had a husband who might have beat her ass or who was just like, I had to just deal with his cheating and him being the type of nigga known for having bitches, even though, but I got to be the wife at home and I'm taking care of him. Yo, I had the greatest revelation in 2019, bro. I was doing a toy party. Craziest, I'll never forget these ladies. It was a retirement party.
For who?
This lady was retiring from her job and her girls.
Oh, so she was elder. Yeah.
She was an elder. Everybody in that room was over 65.
Okay.
So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like,
okay,
I'm about to go in here. I don't know what I'm going to teach auntie. You know what I'm saying? I'm teach grandma. I don't know what to teach. So I'm going in I'm going to be my professional self. I'm here with the bag, came in here with the toys. You know what I'm saying? Give my intro. I'm telling them about myself. And I was like, you know what? I got to be honest. I might be having to learn a couple things from y'all. Like, you know, that's how I'm saying tonight. I said, I'm in here, you know, with the OGs. They said, no, we just gonna have a good time, you know. So we doing all of the girly stuff in the beginning, the bath and body and stuff. And so we just being girls. At that point, age didn't matter. We just girls being girls. So I'm having a great time. And she's like, oh, honey, let me give you a tip. Put it here, and make sure you put a little bit here. She said, I like to line straight up the center. So I'm like getting the game. But then we get to the sex part. Right, where I'm about to bring out the toys and things and arousal shit. So now I'm like, you know, I'm talking to them and I'm saying, so you know how, you know, if you guys want to, I'm get to the G-spot toys and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, these ones G-spot toys, okay? And I'm noticing it's a whole nother energy now. Everybody quiet.
Not as open?
It's like all of that tips, all that gone. So I'm now reading the room and I'm trying to figure out, is these some prudes that booked a sex toy party or no, you know, because they got real close. But I said, you know what? Don't even look at it like that. You got this. You know what I'm saying? Talking to myself, Cash, you got this. It's intimidating, you know? But I said to them, I feel like I'm speaking about some of these things with the assumption that you might know what I'm talking about, but let me not do that. I'm going to give you the same, you know, grace of unknown, right? That I would give anybody in my room. How many of you have experienced a clitoral orgasm?
And what did they say? No. What?
Not one.
No.
Not one. And so now the brave one comes and says, well, honey, because when you was saying a G-spot, I was going to say that's one spot we don't know nothing about.
What?
That's the phrase. That's how she said it. You know it's an old bitch saying because you saw that rhymed. Like, this is one just about you. Nothing about. We don't know nothing about that. She said, why you think we done booked this thing here? So, the room just changed. So I said, wait a minute. Let me. I said, so let me ask a question. If y'all are comfortable telling me, relationship statuses in here, like, majority of them were widows. We had one who was still married and one who was divorced. Right? So this was the room. Okay? And
they were all in the 60s, like basically the
60s, 70s. 60s, 70s. And so one of them basically was saying, and being a widow was the best thing that ever happened to her.
Jeez. Okay. I'm
right? And so I said, so tell me, what do you feel like you experience in pleasure? Let's come for that. I want to know, what would you say was good? And she said, honey, we just made them come fast so they ain't beat our ass, was what one of them said.
Oh, this is a bad movie. Holy shit.
That was pretty much the tempo of this night, right? So now they said, we came here to learn something because we're trying to see what else we got left up in us and da-da-da-da-da. So now I'm like, all right, so I'm going to do this from scratch. Let me give y'all all of da-da-da. And I'm teaching them everything that's right here, just right here, like a regular old thing. I'm sitting here, a 29-year-old woman, teaching these women how to get pleasure, how to come. So you can't imagine that women who was in that room saying that to me, that she ain't saying that to her daughter and her granddaughter. Right. It's a lot more of them than you think, because women have always organized secret societies. If you think about the Bridgerton stuff, how they used to see the wives getting together for their games, that was to put each other on, right? And so they were always playing their own game. So this reference to that woman is just like mind-boggling to me, because they gave birth to women who they said, look out for yourself. Don't you rely on no man. Jesus. Then the next generation of women were born directly into the welfare and Section 8 era. Right. So now welfare Section 8 era, essentially get that man out that house, right? But that wasn't happening to white women, right? They don't talk about it. Nobody want to talk about it, and you ain't gonna find too many places that want to validate it. But we know it happened, because while those was the cases there, those Jewish women and all those type of things like that.
That's Black American.
Yeah,
that's Black American, because I don't even think that's even other in the diaspora.
I agree. It was more so like, and I say this loosely, right? Because I don't. It was very different, the enforcement of the program rules in certain minority neighborhoods, right? It's kind of like today, how in certain DoorDash neighborhoods, a PIN is required. In other DoorDash neighborhoods, a PIN is not required. Because DoorDash determines how many orders have been marked as having not been delivered in a certain area, and those areas are considered more high risk. So you can't leave it here without a PIN to confirm delivery and da-da-da. But other areas I'm in,
nothing.
The stuff just comes.
And they leave
and
right
that's
outside
it.
your door.
Right outside the door, and that's it. So same thing with the enforcement of these welfare programs. The enforcement of checking what you had in your house, what you had in your possession, they wanted to make sure that you was not having certain things to get these programs. Meanwhile, other areas where other right populations of people might have lived didn't have said enforcement that way. I mean, there's literally a lot of information out there about how in some communities they don't marry. The husband buys the property, or husband, I'm saying that because they'll get like a cultural marriage, but legally they won't marry.
Right.
He buys the property, she gets the Section 8, the Section 8 pays the rent to the property owner, and they end up paying their mortgage. On paper, they never were married.
Ever.
These games have been ran.
They play those games.
So
we know who we're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
They play those games.
Yeah.
Shit.
They created it. Even today, you see all the studies come out and show you who are the highest recipients of certain things. So in actuality, if you think about where our struggles have been, not just like ages ago, we talking about 30, 40, 50 years ago, these things groomed exactly where we are right now. Because during that time, outside of get the man out the house, some of those women were really relieved to get that man out that house. It wasn't just about the money. It was finally, because because a man being a provider has always been a weapon for control.
For who?
For a man over a woman. If you make all the money, what means does she have to leave? It's a very easy thing to control, because if she goes out there, so now this program comes out and creates an opportunity for her to have a means to survive, have food and housing, and get from under that control.
So, but in my mind, we need each other.
I agree.
So now that you're having this revolution where women don't need the man because the idea of control comes into play, how do we realign?
I don't think it's that women don't need the men. Women may not need men to financially provide, right? But let's put it like this: if I make $200K, it's also nice if you do too. It doesn't hurt, right? So my thing is, it's not even just a matter of whether you can provide, but more women who are in those circumstances are looking for a man to provide that stability and that safety, that grounding.
But they're also saying, you take care of me. You, not we're going to take care of each other. Like, oh yeah, I'll support you emotionally. I'll support you in that way, but you pay all the bills. Well, that's what we're saying.
And there are some men
like
who have
now.
no issue with that,
right,
while there are others who don't. It's also date who's aligned with you.
I hate to. I don't.
You
mean
can't
to
be
bring this
misaligned and in dating and think it's gonna work. If you believe that there should be equal contribution and she don't, y'all not aligned.
I'm more concerned. All right, so you're saying back then, welfare and all that, get the man out the house because control was the reason why the men were able to financially control women.
Pretty much.
So now once you get them out of there, they're able to kind of control their own finances through welfare and shit like that. What's the mindset that wound up teaching the young girls that are now growing up saying we don't need no nigga? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, how do we even get back to the place where we
the
agree
reason
that
why
we
women
need each
end up
other?
feeling that way is because having a nigga has been the root of pain, is what I'm trying to say. I can do bad all by myself. You have to understand it as a cause and effect. Either she was groomed to have those feelings about a man, or her experiences with men created them. Because she didn't get those feelings just like, from nowhere. They came from somewhere. And not acknowledging that is denying something that's very valid and a part of her experience. She has every right to suit up because she knows she has something to protect. And here's the thing that people don't realize, and cardiologists have confirmed it. Cardiac surgeons have confirmed it. The part of the heart that takes damage, right, as a result of heartache, there's no surgical repair for. Man, people say dying of a broken heart because do you think of how tight your chest gets when you feel pain? Do you think of how your blood pressure can spike? It literally takes a physical toll on your body to experience certain types of hurt. And when you linger and you got to still have energy, you got to still get up, you still got to go to work, you still got to do what you got to do, you still got to not let that kid see you cry, you still got to do all of that. You have to condition yourself to be more of that strong exterior.
That's what I was going to ask you.
And more space is common than not. Even in our households, we don't want our baby boy, our girls, daughters, we don't want our kids to see their mother cry. So if I can't even cry in my home, think about it.
That's just what I was going to ask you. It seems, from my experience of just from watching, right, women seem to deal with heartbreak a lot better than men. What is the change? Well, it seems like y'all get over it. Like a man gets his heart broke, he carries that for like the next 10, 15 relationships. He makes sure they pay for whatever happened to him when he was 13. Everybody pays for what happened to him. Whereas women are able to love again, get their heart broke again, and love again.
So here's the interesting thing about that, because repetition is the mother of all learning. You know that, right? Research it. Philosophers have said repetition is the mother of all learning, right? So if repetition is the mother of all learning, what do you think repeated heartbreak teach? That's what I was, right? So yes. So it's once a woman gets to a certain point in which she's hardened, it's after repetition. What you just said is key. we find it in us to go back out there and believe again. And then it happens again. Sometimes the same way, sometimes a different way. Sometimes we date the guy who was different from the other guys and he still found another way. And so this repetition of no matter what kind of guy I date, no matter what I do, whether I'm this way to him, the way I'm that way to him, whether I help him, without this, whether that, I still end up with this outcome. So what that has taught me is that the probability of pain is higher. So why would I go outside unsuited up if I know it's a greater chance of getting hurt? It's just not logical. Y'all think this is an emotional decision. No, logically, y'all put on bulletproof vests because you're going up against a bullet. You understand what I'm saying? And so when y'all talk about a man removing his armor, but nobody's seeing that women been suited up for war too. And for a while, we were fighting alongside you. And then at some point, we were standing outside, holding up signs, and then going home and getting slapped. You know what I'm saying? At some point, those men was taking their aggressions out on their kids. They was drinking. They was fucking up their kids and their wives. Some of those men were touching their daughters. The first example of heartache that some of these women experience happens in their own fathers and in their own uncles. Before she even comes into a state of womanhood, she's already experienced her first offenses. So what do you think that repetition does to her by a certain age? There's no grace given for the amount of healing that's required for women to return to softness. I only attained the peak level when I felt like I had safety to break. I knew he had me. And I keep saying to people, I knew he had me. So now I could go through it. Now I could go back to those feelings. Now I could cry that cry. Now I know he gonna hold me. He gonna affirm me. He gonna tell me you good. He gonna tell me you're safe. He's gonna remind me because my body now has to reprogram. So now with every positive experience I have with him, my nervous system is getting reconditioned to have a different response.
You had a voice note that you played on the internet.
Yeah.
Can you play that?
Oh, yeah.
The reason I asked is because the reassurance, the pouring into you. And that's what I was talking about with men and women, what women need to return to softness. Right?
It's
Having
definitely
somebody
one of them.
there that actually sees you, that actually pours back into you. Like, I listened to that voice note like 2-3 times, like, yo, I wish that I want to be this guy.
I call it daddy motivation.
Like
every now and again, when he sees me in a certain state, he just goes into this mode.
So it was really
and
dope
he just
to hear.
Starts, you know.
And I just wonder, anybody listening, before you hear this, do you have a partner that pours into you like this?
I'm saying, like, it's just crazy how you make magic happen. And I just want to make sure that the magic that you create is something that you have ownership of. And I want that to be the thing that you push forward, because it's like, yo, now you're seeing all the genius and the punishment and the edutainment and all these other catchphrases and listening that you're blessed with and tears and things that you come up with because you're creative. That's what you do. Come on, yo. Like, this is the week that you got to start episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 17, because
11.
You got to get yourself the fucking ground. So if these niggas won't promote you, you promote your fucking self. And you already do it all the time with dancing videos and shit like that. And you know me, I'm trying to fucking help you with these moments that make you relatable. Fire. You got no fucking makeup on, no wig on, no socks on. Just you in the kitchen. And us men, this is everything. And that's why I took that video. That video resonates to us more than any other woman. This is who we see in the laundromat. This is who we see in Target. This is who we see going to the fucking store because they ran out of milk. And we have to make a decision here, because this is who we're always going to see. We're not going to see that chick on Instagram. Oh, shit. We're going to see that woman that's like, how much? Your shit here is mad expensive. Let me get a chopped cheese. That's who we like. Oh, they charging money for the dryers now in here? That's who we fucking with. That is who. That's how you look on a Tuesday. So now when I take videos of you dancing and cooking, that hits home. That hits home. That's what I want. I want a thick ass white cooking.
All right.
Dancing and cooking. I want that.
Having a thick ass wife in
So
the
it
kitchen.
hits hard. And what are you selling? You're just living your life, a happy ass woman. Bringing happiness to everybody around you. Like, yo, come on, yo. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, give me a break. Like, what? And they try to cut you off?
It's crazy.
Try to cut you off.
I don't even cut you off.
Tahoe don't even cut me off. Like,
This nigga's crazy,
Fuck
bro.
out of here, son. And I be hot. I be like,
oh, you get mad at me? You be wanting to cut me
you
off?
wanna wait till she finish her 20-minute fucking monologue.
Look how happy you sound, bro.
My 20-minute monologue. Oh, now my husband's really talking.
Be tight.
And then when you done, I'm like, so
Nah, Tahoe.
That's dope,
You get the point,
bro.
though. Yeah.
Nah, I really feel like that's so dope.
You know it's so funny.
Because I don't know what mood you were in before that, but I could hear like the elation if somebody sees you.
I was really in a that day was in 2024. I'll never forget it. I was feeling like horrible, bro. It was in January. And the crazy shit, not January. It was in 2025 in January. And I had just started taking an antidepressant, right? Because I got to a point where I was like, I got to do something, right? And the shit just didn't feel right. Like I stopped it immediately. I was like, this doesn't make me feel good. It was actually making me feel worse. So I was like, no. And honestly, this is how I found out that my depression wasn't really depression. It was my ADHD kicking into overdrive, creating the anxiety, creating those feelings and those depressive thoughts. But it wasn't an act, because I kept saying, you've never been in depression your whole life. All the shit you went through, you ain't never got there then? Like, why now? So, but I realized also that I was having like a meltdown, right? And I use the word very intentionally because I believe I'm autistic or whatever, right?
On the spectrum.
Yeah, I'm on the spectrum, up there, level 1.
We need to get into the spectrum talk.
Yeah, I've been in the process, but I'm just gonna say as far as all roads lead to,
Well, come on.
But anyway, I say meltdown because, again, I've never felt depressed, but I would go through these moments of feeling completely dysregulated. Like I couldn't calm myself for a moment. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so it's not the same. It's just like, and it doesn't feel like anxiety because it's not induced by some anxious feeling. It's actually just induced, right? More so by, let's just say I'm having a hard time making a decision. I'm doubting myself or whatever the case is, and I can't convince myself to stop having that type of thought. That can send me into this state of just like,
say it. Go ahead.
Dysregulation.
For real.
And I feel,
You ever felt that way and then the next day that feeling is completely
it's gone.
The whole thought process
Or
is like,
I could cry, I could take a shower, and then I could listen to a certain playlist and be right back. And my playlist is wild bipolar. You know what I mean? Like, so, 1 minute I'm in it like, well, talk my crap. Then I'm in it just ba. Next thing you know, I'm singing gospel. I'm in there. Hell. You just never know what you're gonna get. Just press shuffle. But the point is, once I bring myself out of it, I'm like, all right, let's go. And so I'm like, this doesn't feel like what it, is being labeled as. So that's why I started to look into it deeper. But while I was in the process of literally starting to feel those experiences happen, I had been diagnosed with perimenopause at that point, and I started experiencing these deep hormonal fluctuation, irregular periods, all these things. I never had cramps came back. I hadn't had cramps since high school. So I'm just like, body getting hit left and right. I'm just over here, boom, boom.
going through it.
Oh shit, damn. Like, hold on. No, not my knee. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need those. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be having to look.
Not my knee.
My nigga. Not me. You know how much hard I work to be maintain agility and shit? I be doing, hell no. Not
you
that.
You want to swing and shit, yeah.
I'm like, but what I'm realizing is, as I'm learning more about my health state, I'm having more of those dysregulated days than ever. So I happen to have one because I was questioning whether I should go on a platform. And I felt like the platform had taken me for a joke, right? They maybe come across me, knew I was a sexologist, and I go on an episode and it felt like, oh, the sex girl, right? And it's like,
nigga,
you know,
I'm 1,000 people. Don't do that. Don't do me like that.
So,
what?
But I also
talk to me a certain way.
Also the side of me that goes forth with the best possible feelings, and you know.
I told you about that though.
Right. So I go forth, and I'm questioning, I'm doubting, I'm not sure. I'm wondering, like, you know, is this gonna be right for me? But I'm a committed person. If I make a commitment, I try to see my commitments through. And so I'm invested, and I'm saying there's a reason why you're having this experience right now. You're not going to find out if you don't stick with it, right? But at this point, I'm still discerning shit.
That's cool.
And I think that questioning was happening, and really what he was saying is, you know, take ownership, right? And what he was really telling me was, don't let anything control you. Always you pride yourself in saying you control the narrative. Don't let someone take that from you. Take ownership. Anything you do, right? And so stop worrying about going on any other platform. Put into your platform. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what your message is. You know what your goal is, and you know, and there was basically that. And to him, it was also, I think. That was around the time when he had told me that he felt like he's going to always fill my bucket, but the bucket had a crack in it. You know what I'm saying? So he just felt like, I got to keep filling it. I got to keep filling it. I got to keep filling it. So he would be giving me those talks. He would be setting boundaries for me. And I know that sounds controlling to some, but more so around like the ways that I wouldn't protect myself. He would set a boundary around it. I could cook the whole Thanksgiving dinner and then still be the one getting in the car to drop people off. And he'd be like, you're going in the room. You're getting in the tub. I'll drop everybody off. So he's, you know, exercising his leadership.
That's dope.
And I think that is the part, like I said, those constantly being there, not disappearing while I break, right? Being okay, seeing my wounds, but also seeing, you know, how they've healed and seeing the beauty and everything else that came of it. He's always using the analogy of the Jenga game. He's like, I don't want to remove any blocks. You never know. You telling this person to take this thing away from them. You never know how much is resting on that one block. So he never tried to change me, you know what I'm saying? And I think through that process, it made me ask myself, what do I want to change about me? I've never not been soft, right? I think I've always been this woman because I've always been there's another tism. That's how you know that's how you know I got that tism. They say they just think different. They just see the world differently.
It's a little bit deeper than that.
I see the world very differently though. And the thing is, for me, I think if I go back to the version of me before, because I knew that sexuality was what made me a certain way, I never went with the grain. I always went against it. You tell me I can't be, I'm going to show you I can be. And as a person with ADHD, vengeance is my greatest motivation.
Yeah, it's too easy.
It's too easy. You give me a reason to want to get back at a motherfucker. I honestly... And I say this hard. Very maybe this sounds slight toxic, but I don't think people realize this is a thing for us, right? Because we'll work hard. It's like a dopamine you get every time you think about what it will feel like when you have that moment where you're just like, you know what I'm saying? Justice has been served, right? But even for me, I remember feeling this feeling of loving, having a sadistic way of loving. When an ex would call me that day that they realized they fumbled, like that shit was just, no, it's okay. I forgive you. Cause now I know, you know, and that's all I need.
That's all I needed.
That's all I need. And now we can go forward to the next. Like it's because you not valuing who I was never made me lose who I was. It actually made me go, yeah, I'm about to become I'm next level. The only way you're going to regret it is if I go up. So I have to go that way. And that was a motivator for me. So it was going to be elevation no matter fucking what. I think that's where the way I view things differently, because I never saw allowing them to take the thing that made me most innately me as a win for me. I'm going to let you leave with my softness?
Exactly.
No. It's a process.
Like
Cannot compute.
You're going to miss this. You just didn't realize it because you're too close to the forest.
Exactly.
To see the tree.
And that's okay.
It's all right.
It's all right. And because with each and every one of those experiences, you grow a greater discernment. But the thing is, it goes to this, I'm not going to be naive, where now nobody's willing to take a chance. Like nobody's willing to take a chance. And here's the other thing. Nobody actually has patience for the relationship. Like they want people to come fully done. And again, to the tune of me having a different way of seeing things, that just like I have this phrase, I say to myself, Cash, make it make sense, right? But make it make sense, because if you can't make it make sense, I can't get with it. So make that make sense. Make it make sense why you would want to be the kind of person who feel like you let people rob you of yourself. So it didn't make sense to me to go that way. But I know for a lot of women,
everybody,
and men.
And
a lot of times you don't see that you were robbed until hindsight. It's the slickest robbery out there.
And you're carrying around all this baggage, and they out there living. They chilling. They don't even remember none of the shit that you're holding on to. You're literally walking around full of anger and hurt and resentment that this thing happened to you. And the people that did it to you are free. They just chilling. They off, laughter, loving. Like, why did they have that much power over changing you? Why you allow that to happen?
But it's because the body keeps score, right? The body keeps score. So that again, it goes back into understanding how to get back rooted with yourself too. But you just said some shit that's a big deal when you come down to the why. It's also the contamination effect, right? Like it's like this bad apple, right? So for example, now you got this girl who's been hurt so many times that she is having a hard time trusting in her own vision because she hasn't chosen well, right? And even if she believed the best in a person, the bottom line is the guys that she have chosen have not rendered positive results in that way. So now she has a hard time trusting in her choice. So now the guy comes along who may be a good guy. She doesn't know how to receive him. She doesn't know how to, she can't even tell it's him. Same thing happens with guys, right? So now in the process of you dealing with the hurt that you have from that one time, like you said, that you got hurt real bad, girl cheated on you and you never want to do that again, you end up hurting a lot of the girls along the way. Right. So it's a contamination. So now, and what we got to realize is we're just one big, massive projection. Everybody's projecting their experiences onto the next people. I can have my experience without projecting it onto someone else. I can acknowledge how it affected me or changed me without allowing it to change how I am to someone else.
Emotional intelligence, though. That's why.
And that's why I said that's the only way. That's really what my book is all about.
Honey on your tongue?
That's really what the book is about.
Explain why.
It's like when I wrote the book, it was really, really intentional, right? This is the softest touch that shifts the hardest man. I stand by that, right? But my chapters is the first thing, right? The chapter 1, if he's worth the honey, then pour it thick. So this chapter is going to help you start to get a sense of what the guy who deserves your softness looks like versus the guy you might want to avoid, right? That's a discernment, which requires me to teach them emotionally intelligent. How does this guy show up versus how that guy show up? So you can understand clearly what it looks like. There are some tells. There are some very simple ways that you're going to be able to tell that. The next thing I'm going to is now let's get into the language he actually hears. And that's more so the communication chapter. This chapter is where I'm going to teach you on one end, understanding how you've been saying things versus how he's been hearing them, right? Or what you believe you said versus what he actually heard, right? And teaching how to change some of those phrases in a way that actually meets the ear from a place where he be open and listening as opposed to shutting down to whatever you said. Because you use certain phrases can be triggers that throw up your defense system, triggers your fight or flight response, triggers your hold on. So now once he's there, You're not going to have no productive outcomes. You're not going to get what you need from him. It's going deeper into that. It'll go into reading in between the lines, understanding how to read him, understand how to read yourself. There's reflective stuff in there. Reading his tone is broken down into the communication percentages. Talking about understanding how he is. Understanding, is he even worth your tone? Again, having given your energy to so many fucked up experiences has created this problem. So now you have to start figuring out how to determine where not to share that energy. There's an accountability because you still chose these guys sometimes, right? And even if the ones you didn't choose, there's an accountability to find a way to heal yourself from that in which you had no control over. So if it was by force or whatever, how much longer are they going to hold you down, pin you down? That's how I feel, So it goes deep into that, how to help him communicate better. There's chapters on how to help him see how he's treating you. So it goes deep into that. It goes into tools. It goes into teaching you how not to weaponize the tools, how to really how to leverage your skills. And honestly, at the end of the day, I really did put it in a book, and it's not that hard of a read. And I encourage a man to read it. You could
read this in a day.
You could read it in a day.
You could read this in a day.
I did it intentionally that way.
Some of these pages have 100 words on the top. 40 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. It's a very easy read.
This page has 35, 40 words on it. But it's actually saying something. Closing the 38%. Tone is your second voice. It's your first impression. It's your energetic fingerprint. That's what this page is doing.
It's really the kind of book that I don't think just helps you in men. I think it helps you, period, in communication. But specifically to also improve, you to have healthier relationships. But also, sometimes you meet a guy who's got a lot of great things with him, but he too doesn't know how to speak. And
can men benefit off of reading this book?
I believe so. Chris read it and he loved it. But I mean, here's the way I say it, right? I think men should read the book because you don't know what I'm telling these ladies to say to you, right? Only a man can confirm if I'm wrong, right or wrong, right?
No, I think there's a benefit to having honey on your tongue as a man too.
Yeah, that's why that one is volume 1. Because there was always an intention that volume 2 would be me talking to the guys.
About how to...
And then volume 3 would be me talking to parents on how to honey on their tongue with their children. And that would be a parent communication with children to break those generational cycles.
Where can they find this book?
Amazon.
Honey on your tongue.
Go to my website, CashJohnson.com.
CashJohnson.com.
Yeah, but I promise you guys, it's not a hard read. It's not also just like you're reading a workshop. There's a lot of stories in it. I'm very narrative and my writing style. So I've also given you examples of different scenarios and stories. You'll hear stories even about my son in there because he's really one of the first people to refine my honey, actually. Chris just came in later and, a little extra on top. But
I wanted to discuss, I know we went late today.
Yeah, we did.
We wasn't supposed to go this late. And I'm not sure if we going to tackle the other topic.
I think we should, but I do have a pick I want us to do.
All right.
But say what you were going to say. Sorry. I don't want to interrupt that thought.
No. We're both autism parents.
Yep.
And there's a really important conversation that you and I need to have about being autism parents.
Yep, that's the next episode I have written. Yeah, we do.
It's a very important, and I think the fact that we're both dealing with that, both Pisces, both probably have certain tisms, definitely both have ADHD, and how that affects the way we parent, the feelings that
I'm
come
breaking
with,
cycles.
I'm telling you,
I'm breaking them right now. It's crazy. It brings me to tears. So we damn sure got to talk about it because we are 100% in the same space, 100%. Right. The pickweed I thought would be fun.
Okay.
You actually get to be a guy.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Because they swear, man, the way they do me on Facebook.
So the topic of the pickweed is, can softness survive a hard conversation? Right. So we're not going to argue gender positions, but what we're going to do is one example you're gonna I have a scenario, and you'll speak to me. I'll respond as the conditioned woman, meaning the woman who's been conditioned away from her softness. So I'll be the hard chick. I'm gonna respond like her first, and then we're gonna take the same scenario, and then I'm gonna respond with honey. Okay. Feel free to freestyle, add in to this, but the scenario I put down is a woman has repeatedly asked her partner to participate more consistently in the household. He works long hours and believes his financial contribution is being dismissed. She feels overworked, unseen, and increasingly resentful. She also works. He comes home and he finds that dinner is not made, so he asks, "So nobody cooked?" This is the starting point.
Do they got kids?
Well, I don't
Nobody
see.
cooks.
No, I don't see any children on here, so I didn't put children down. So let's just say they're just a couple, no children.
All right. Am I contentious? Am I angry?
Remember, he feels like he works long hours and his financial contribution is being dismissed. So that's, so you feeling like she asking you to do more in the house, but you like, yo, I work long hours. I can't. You ignoring how much I bring in. Word. I come home, ain't no food cooked. That's the scenario.
Yo, there's nothing to eat.
You got two hands, don't you?
Nah, come on, bro. Bro, I just worked all night.
And I just worked all day.
Yo.
Like the audacity of you to come in here right now out the back talking about so nobody cooked. Why you ain't bring shit home with you?
Bro, because
how many places did you pass?
Okay. Listen, I just worked 12 hours.
And did you not drive by places that you could get food?
But you're laying here. You got home
I'm laying here
ago.
after I worked all day. I was very tired. And do you even care about that? Because you walked in here asking about food. You care more about asking about food than you even cared about asking about me.
But why would you not just tell me there's nothing to eat? I come in. We don't live nowhere near nothing.
Why would you not call and ask me? The same thing that you want to put on me, you could lead and put on you. If you was really hungry, you really cared about your hunger, why couldn't you call me before you came in and asked? If I even felt like cooking.
Like you don't even care about what I'm doing.
No, it's the fact that I always ask you to help me with other stuff in here. And you feel like because you work, I work too. You feel like because you work, you don't got to do nothing else in this house. And I'm not even on that type of time with you. I'm trying to understand why it's my responsibility to make sure you eat. You're a grown ass man.
You're literally yelling at me because I'm like, what
No,
happened?
I'm yelling at you because how you talk to me, how you come at me.
Right, nobody cooked.
You match energy.
I just got home
what
from
they
work,
give a woman,
12 hours.
what we multiply. So this is you back at you.
Yo. So what was you gonna eat?
Don't worry about. See, my thing is, I'm not the one asking you about food. I'm not even expecting you to feed me.
If I'm just paying everything, I gotta take care of myself. What is this?
My thing is, if I work and you work and we both pay shit, but I'm in here doing shit, cleaning shit all around here, you expecting me to be cooking all day is crazy. Talking about what is this? I'm the one who should be asking you that. Because at this point, I'm trying to understand, like, what do I even need you in here for?
What you need me in here for? You can't maintain this house without me. You can't maintain this house.
Oh, so that's what it comes down to at all time. Every time we get into a little argument, now you want to bring up what money you bring into this house, but you're not acknowledging.
I'm just saying I'm hungry. You're literally, I literally get yelled at for asking why there is no food.
No, you got yelled at for saying, so no food is cooked? Hello?
You're laying here. You've been here since 2:30.
Hello?
It's 8 o'clock.
How are you? My day was great, honey. Thanks for asking. But you don't give a fuck. That's what I'm saying. But you can ask me about some food. Wow. Imagine that.
You've been laying
Imagine you wanted me to care for you when you didn't even show no care for me. Imagine that. Wow.
Yes. The man is hungry and you're yelling at me because I'm telling you I'm hungry. You're yelling at me because I'm telling you I'm hungry. I literally just got home. You couldn't say, yo, can you bring something to eat? You couldn't have helped none of this. You're just yelling at me because I'm wondering why there's nothing to eat. It's 8 o'clock at night.
Because you only care because it's your appetite. When
Yo,
it
honestly,
affects,
no.
when it affects
Honestly,
you,
be honest,
you don't,
be honest,
you care. But
what
when it
are the
affects
girls gonna
me,
eat?
you don't care.
This is just. Yo.
That's what I'm saying. You don't care. You don't care if my back hurt. You don't care if my head hurt. You don't care if my feet hurt. You don't care if I'm feeling sick. You don't care if I'm on my period. You just care about whether you get cared for. But what about my care? You don't care, right?
All right, cool.
All right, so that's
getting something to eat.
So that's the scenario.
Crazy. Been there.
This is how y'all know I could have been that girl.
I've been there.
This is how you know I could have been that girl.
In that situation, you feel like, what am I doing here? What is this?
Yep.
What is this relationship? Why are we even together? All of this resentment. I'm exhausted. You're exhausted. You're over it. I'm over it.
Yep.
We're not a team no more. Been there. Like,
it starts to feel like, what's the point?
And me asking
and both
that
sides
way,
start feeling like, what's the point?
But me asking that way is like, bro, you know I just worked 12 hours. I'm coming in here at 8 p.m. There's nothing. You didn't even think about it. What are we doing here?
So, and the thing is, these are the places that this type of shit arrive at because.
But she's right. I should have asked, are you hungry?
There's a lot of different ways we can look at it. Right. Both people have points, but how the points are communicated will actually cause the problem. So there's no food. Without no care, no concern. Hey, baby, how you doing today? How are you? Da-da-da. Did you happen to make did you get to cook anything tonight? Or is there anything in there for dinner tonight?
I call
or whatever. Or you call before you come.
Yo,
the proactiveness. Babe, before I come in, let me just check and see if you cook. Chris does it all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
The proactiveness. Instead of just reacting to coming home, anticipating disappointment, and then reacting to disappointment. So now you approach her a certain way, and she's matching energy. And that matching energy shit, it leads to a repeated pattern feeling of what's the point. So eventually we get boiled down to a society who say, but I still want to fuck women, and women still want to get there, right? And they saying, well, if you want to fuck, you got to pay. And that's how we get where we get. Everything becomes transactional. Because that's the only way you can make it make sense. After the rest of it, it goes like that, you know? So same scenario.
Ready?
You come in, and I'm going to respond differently this time.
Yo, there's no food?
Hey, baby.
What?
How you doing?
No, I'm not. Listen.
I know, but hey, baby.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry.
No, not sorry. Hey, baby.
Hey, mama, what's up?
How are you?
Bro, I'm starving. I'm not going to lie.
You hungry?
I am.
I can appreciate that. And baby, listen.
There's nothing to eat.
I understand, but before we go there, I want you to understand how that landed. When you came up to me like that, you didn't even ask me, you know, how I'm doing. Because if you did, I would have been able to tell you.
We spoke about this before.
Yes, baby, but I've been in a lot of pain today.
Why?
I've been feeling a little bit of pain in my hip area, and it's making it really hard for me to stand. So cooking wasn't something I felt I could do. Took a pain reliever. I passed out. Woke up, didn't get to take care of anything.
Did you eat?
No, I haven't eaten either, and I'm hungry too. So I was going to say we probably do need to figure out dinner first before we do anything else.
So why didn't you call me?
I fell asleep.
All right.
And I be forgetting shit.
Do you want something? Because obviously,
yes. What are you in the mood for?
I don't care. I'm just hungry. I'm starving. I just worked 12 hours. I didn't know that you was going through something.
I mean, you can order something, and I have something else you can eat in the meantime.
But you want some head though. I want some turkey wings.
I wanted to put in what I want to get out. I want to put in what I want to get out.
Did the girls eat? Are you hungry? Like, what do you want? What are we gonna do?
Let's order something that can get here under 30, and let's see how much we can get done in under 30.
Yo, you're so crazy. What? Is that how you do things in your house?
All the time.
What was that? Was that disarming? What was that? Because I was trying to argue. You was like, there was no way I could argue.
Because I'm not going to match your energy, first of all. I'm going to bring your energy to mine because I am meant to keep the
because
tempo.
I couldn't stop. I wanted to argue,
if I'm
but
the equilibrium, but why are you yelling at me?
Yeah.
Remember who you're talking to.
The queen.
Talking to me. You're a woman. Remember who you're talking to. People be saying all the time, watch who the fuck you talking to. Chris says this to me all the time. He was actually the person that brought it out. He got one of his rants. He was like, people kill me with that. Watch who the fuck you talking to. No, but like, watch who the fuck you're talking to. Like, watch who you're talking to. Because if you're talking to, why are you talking to them like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you talking to me like that, babe? I know you're hungry and shit, but like, hold on. God, rawr. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes hunger creates hangry, impulsivity, and all that kind of shit too.
It's niggas upstate New York right now doing 25 years because they was hungry at the wrong fucking time.
Yeah.
It's niggas upstate. I know for a fact that they would have had a cracker, a cookie, a fucking Tootsie Roll Pop. They would have not got out the car at that light and did whatever the fuck they did.
It's crazy because on top of that, even if it were like, let's just say it wasn't even hunger. The point is, right? No, I'm not going to match that energy, right? Now, there are times and there are days where my tolerance is a little different. And I'll signal that I ain't got no honey today. No honey, babe, just, right? Give me grace. I'm not that perfect today. Because it takes a lot of work, right, to manage your reaction. Because I have to manage my own reactions. One thing I'm teaching my son, you know, as having child ADHD, I have to teach him how to manage his reactions because the impulsivity is crazy. So I got to manage my reaction to how you even approaching me first. And I got to remember, I have the key to the alarm. I have the code to the alarm. So now you're approaching me with this energy. I don't need to yell at you. I just need to signal you. Because, babe, hi. You didn't say hi to me. And then you catch up and oh shit, I didn't say hi. Because once I say that, how can you fight with that? No, I did not say hi. She's right. And men don't really go against logic most times. And if that makes sense. So it's like, okay, cool. And then, you know, the hunger, he might even realize, I'm fucking hungry. I'm so hungry. I didn't even realize I didn't say hi. But yeah, so sometimes it's like signal the alarm in the way that it gets their attention, but not signal an alarm in the sense that they like, no, put in the alarm code and put the defense up because it's two different responses. And at the end of the day, if a man cares about you, and he sees that and he responds to that the same way still, he's not safe for you. That's how you discern. This is not a good guy. Because the way you shifted is the way a man who cares about you would shift. If he doesn't give that response,
I wanted to be mad. I wanted to be mad.
He wants to be mad, but you realize you're not mad at me. You're mad because you're hungry. And you're mad. Maybe you feel like I could have done something. Right. But again,
I'm also mad you took pain relievers and you didn't eat nothing.
And now it's like the signal of the care.
Now
that's
I'm like,
a hormone
fuck.
called vasopressin.
I'm thinking about myself, but she's going through some
that's
shit.
That's vasopressin.
She ain't even had no food. She's on pain relievers. Like
Chris says it all the time. He'll be like, I'm pressing on the vaso. Like, because it's like, it's that conflict of knowing she's not okay either, right? And I'm going off, I'm thinking, it's not like she's feeding her appetite saying, fuck you, right? And then sometimes there are certain circumstances that warrant that. And even if it wasn't that extreme, right, that grace of that, okay, clearly there are nights where we're not going to have it. Either we meal prepping or we're going to plan takeout nights. We got to just be proactive and then communicate in real time. But I think the frustration is something that small becomes another one of those magnitude arguments where now you're throwing shots at each other. I'm talking about what I do for you. You talking about what you do for me. So now it feels like every act of service is now a weapon. I did this for you. I do this for you. I pay all the bills. I take care of this. You can't stay in here without me. You can't afford this without me. Yeah. Jab. So now all of the vulnerabilities of each other are being used as weapons of attack.
You're going to take that away from this argument.
That's not safe. So y'all have just signaled to each other, you're not safe. And you're never going to, so if I feel like you're not safe, I'm naturally on guard. That's just
all that shit you were saying to me. I'm going to fuck with somebody else. If I can't, like, that's the start of a cheat right there. That shit you was talking about, like, I'm worthless to you.
And 9 times out of 10, she on that time too. That's why she's so calm. You thought?
Talking crazy. You talking crazy.
Yeah, the bolder she get, she probably getting some dick. Like, that's
or at least the attention is there.
Yeah, somebody, yeah. You don't listen once, because most of the time, like, again, it takes a lot of repeat things for women to reach a place a lot of times. So once she reaches a certain point, a lot of times she's checked out. So, and the person you're looking for, the woman that you fell in love with, she's checked out. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, she's not permanently gone. Mm-hmm. She can come back. Mm-hmm. But y'all gonna have to, and then people go, well, who's gonna lower their wing? Who's gonna be the person to, both of y'all. It's not both people have to be able to lay their sword down.
What was that? Was that nature or nurture? The second one.
I think it was a combination of both. I had to nurture your nature.
I did not want to argue with you anymore.
Yeah, to nurture your nature. Your nature is to protect me. If you hear I haven't eaten, I haven't this, I haven't that, the whole conversation, any of the, you're in pain, you're not okay.
I was harming now. I realize I'm bugging.
Yeah.
Like even from the way you.
And for a second, you even being hungry wasn't even at the front yet. No, your nature is literally, your biology is programmed to respond that way to me. So my thing is, that's what I'm saying. I'm just going to signal you, right? Because you got to know if I love you, I'm absolutely not going to just say, fuck you, and I have no food and nothing, whatever. No, like, but give me the benefit of that, right? If I am typically the woman who would have made sure you ate, whether it be takeout or food, if this is typically it or whatever, and today I didn't, give me the benefit, right? Don't go to the doubt. Don't say, oh, she really ain't have no food, as opposed to, she ain't no food in here. Like, bro, then you come in the room, babe, you good?
I just worked 12 hours. You've been home for hours. You ain't even think about that?
Yeah, so it's easy to go there, but sometimes it's because different. You work 12 hours, you ain't talk to her in 12 hours. A lot of shit can happen in 12 hours.
She came home at 1:30. She took the pain reliever. She tired too. She fell out. She ain't eat. No food in your stomach. Make the pain reliever go harder.
It's crazy.
Now it's starting to register. And then the way you talk to me was very disarming.
It's just the greet me, right? Greeting. Is that they put these tones on these phones for a reason.
There was love in it. There was love in the way you spoke to me.
I'm telling you.
There was love in the way you spoke. It was so honey. I felt that honey.
Because I understand. I'm also going to give you the grace of the imperfection, right? Meaning, I know you're not going to always show up perfectly. I know that if you're hungry, you might be a little irritable. So if I know those things about you, I'm not going to respond to that, because I know that is just. Those are the symptoms, those feelings, irritability are the things that led to this approach. Mm-hmm. Cool. But let me just signal you, right? First things first. I'm happy you home. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. Let's pause. Let's whatever. Let's get checked in.
There's a doubt of love if that expectation isn't met. When I come in, I just worked mad long. There's nothing here. Like, where's the love?
And that's what it can be.
Greeting me like that is like, I love you. You remember that, right?
And to any guy who comes into a relationship, right, who's been hurt or who's not got like a certain type of care or who's felt unappreciated in the past, he's going to come into the next relationship just like that guy who's going to think that way because his body, his nervous system comes through the door before. And he feels it again.
Yes, I've been here before.
So even in his head, even if it don't make sense, even if it don't track with the person you've been, it's just still like, is she really that kind of chick too?
What
so it feels like I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to discern. Can I like?
What is this?
You ain't make no food. Like
you just ain't care.
And so that woman who knows that he's a good man, who worked 12 hours, who came to this and said maybe he didn't approach you well, but there's a lot of other things great about him. You don't throw him away because of that interaction. You have the ability to help him see that. How he's coming. And that's what it is. You disarm the defense system. Mm-hmm. And now when y'all level, you know what I'm saying? Now y'all both eat, y'all both chill, you whatever. And then people love to, like I said, the sexual energy is transmutable. Mm-hmm. Even me joking and throwing in a like, you trying to like, you hungry? You that hungry?
Oh, it's a pussy in here
so,
too?
And then you throwing jokes back. Oh, so you see what you gonna offer head? Like I'm not saying, I mean, I'm willing to eat some meat too. Like,
Jesus.
Like, it's but I'm being sexual,
this
but
is a safe space. This is a safe.
After I've addressed it, it feels safe, and now we can play it off.
When I walked in, this reminds me of a bad, like you said, a trauma that I had from before. being with somebody that did not care about me.
That shit is no joke.
That shit reminded me of that.
You never forget the
carry that
feeling,
shit
yo.
Yes. You carry that shit around and you depend on somebody to not trigger that.
And people fail you over and over. After a while, I'm not letting it happen. So it's just what it comes down to. I'm just, you gotta.
You smoked that. Wait, did I have a chance at winning? I didn't have a chance at winning that.
Nah, but the thing was never for you to lose.
Most pickweeds, I did not have a chance. There was no win there. There was no way I won that. I think we won at the end.
And that's what pickweed's all about. We pick we.
Because you helped me realize.
Because as soon as it was a immediate switch.
Yeah.
I promise y'all, if y'all slow roll and go back to it, y'all see it was literally a moment where you like clicked. It was almost like a whole nother.
Right. Because when you said, hey, you right there.
So the first time you did it, but you were still a little resistive, but it was like, I'm going to bring you right back.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
You took it right out of me.
What's going on? Hey, honey. Like, tone will come down.
Versus the combative other one.
Yeah,
like,
and even
nigga,
you could
what?
do it. And even you could do it. I could have did it playfully. You say, so it's nothing in there to eat. I'm like, so really. I could have been some stupid shit too. Like, so, nigga, what's good? How you doing? What's good, my nigga? Because you came in here talking to me like I'm.
No,
what's
but
up, baby?
Angry me is not giving you.
I know they are. Yeah, and even if I played like that and he did all that silly, and I do all that silly shit, and I just been like, listen, before you get to it, there's nothing to eat yet. All right, I'm hungry too. I'm fucked up though. I'm a little fucked up today. It can be anything, but it should never be met with it's like this incline. I'm gonna match you and I'm gonna go above you, and I'm gonna match you. And it's like, it's that's nature versus nurture. That's what I think. That is the definition in my opinion. But yeah,
excellent.
Pick each other.
Excellent. That was really fucking good. You smoked that.
If y'all don't make us viral.
Nah,
seriously. We trying to make some progress, man. Thank you. But you I'm gonna say this. You was tricking the shit out of me too in that first example.
I did.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I know this nigga. Oh.
Yeah. I'm pretty bad with a bad argument. I'm pretty Pisces.
We can go to hell. We can go to hell. That's why I had no problem stepping into that role. That's why I'm like, yeah, ladies, y'all, like, I can be her. I just choose not to.
Because I was about to leave and not come back tonight.
I would have been like, you're my brother. We're happy and we're singing and we're colors.
Yeah. Let's up it then.
Yeah.
Let's up it then.
I feel like, yeah. But all right. You want to, nigga.
In this episode.
I think we should change.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think.
Wait, you got to end the episode.
Yeah,
You just going to, that's it?
I might have had a little whiskey. Okay. All right. No. So I hope that you guys really could appreciate, honestly, the conversation we had and also just the alignment of it. Even you coming with that specific clip. Like, I didn't know you was going to use that, reference that clip. And it's crazy because I watched it when it first went up. And I had opinions on it. And I kept saying, I don't want to comment. There's like certain shit you don't want to waste in a comment, and most people ain't gonna read it anyway. So it's crazy that you bring that clip and then the conversation end up being where it is. But even though it started off in the discussion of like what shit has changed, women, I feel like we still landed at like both of us have had experiences that have just altered us.
Right.
We just gotta all stop being assholes to each other.
Go back to the beginning. And show up with love. You know what I'm saying? Because we just so overprotective.
Yeah, heal the version of you that got hurt. You know what I'm saying? So that people, that inner child stuff is no joke.
Because the way I received what she said, if you don't buy me things, trigger some other shit.
Yeah.
That was some other shit.
It's all in the way she said it.
That, you know what I mean?
It's all in the way she said it. And it takes a lot of discipline. Like, I can listen past her. I can hear past her tone.
But the honey in your tongue thing, too.
It teaches that. It will teach you that.
Not to trigger that other shit.
Because I don't have to be reactive. Your reaction doesn't have to dictate my action. That's really what it is, right? Because in any science, you know, that's combustible. We're bound to explode if you know what I mean, as opposed to me not letting it pass me, right? And so I'm not ricocheting that back. I can catch that and I can transmute that. I can turn that into something else. And it's not that I'm just doing it. People think like, oh, I gotta do all this work for this person. No, you're doing it for yourself. Because notice how calm I was.
Yeah.
My blood pressure is fine.
Right.
Right.
Well, that first time you wasn't.
No, exactly. So I'm doing all of this stuff. I'm getting angry. I'm getting myself. That's not good for me. That's not healthy for me. That's training my nervous system to heighten and be hypervigilant about these types of feelings. So now I'm conditioning myself to that reaction. But as opposed to being calm and being able to control myself, my body is learning that I can navigate this encounter with you and we can get through it. So I don't have the same triggering response, which is why we could have a disagreement. We could be on a different page, but we could still land in a certain place and I don't have to feel like my body kept score of a negative outcome. Right. And that's why you could just be at peace with knowing that this is actually what's best for me. And on some real shit, all shit aside, even if not for anybody else, them strokes, no joke. We are far more exposed and likely to those types of deaths, right?
For real.
You know what I'm saying? We're losing a lot of people in their 50s these days. You know what I mean? So think about the toll that it has on your body, because your body will keep score. And even if it doesn't show up in you in one way, eventually it's how your body deals with illness. Your body's so traumatized, your central nervous system is so reactive that every illness feels worse. Every pain hurts more. And so you literally, they say disease, but you're at disease.
For real. Oof. I didn't even know is that how they came up with that word?
I'm not even sure, but I know spiritually that's how we look at it. Your body's in dis-ease. So if you don't train your body to learn how to regulate itself, even when ill, you'll have a hard time with mind over matter, because matter's controlling mind. The body's telling you, we're not going to make this. We're not going to survive. Yo, we're tired. We've been through this for so long. We're tired of surviving. As opposed to the mind being able to say, we survived. We are going to get through this because we did. We're not exhausted. We're just getting started. We know that it's been hard. But this is what you can't give yourself those thoughts if your body can't learn how to regulate when it's going through those things, and you heal faster. You just recover differently. And it doesn't mean that, you know, it kind of leaves you with this enlightened feeling, like you feel like you learned something about yourself through that process, and you come out of it wiser. Like I'm 36 years old, but it's not my age that dictates where 36. I'm at.
You're only 36?
I'm 36.
Are you lying?
No.
You're 36?
I'm 36, Tahoe.
Well, how the fuck?
Trauma trained me.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all got it backwards.
Wow.
My thing is...
Wow.
It's my experiences.
What?
And my intellect. And my neurodivergent nerdiness. All mixed up in the pot. Chicken noodle soup in it. And just spitting out that. Like, I've just reached this state because my intellect and my experiences combined have taught me, and my thing is, I want this for us. I really want this for my girls.
I really want y'all to read this book. Please
do. Please do.
Read Honey on Your Tongue. Go to KashaJohnson.com, right? Get that book. That book is powerful.
You know what I'll do?
This woman's powerful, 36 years old.
What I will do is, if you watch this episode, I will see if I can go in and create like a promo code or something.
Just for this episode.
Just for you will only be able to get it if you watch the episode. Wow. So I'll make the promo code unconsciously. That way you would only know. So it's not going to be in a clip.
But you're going to have to go. No, that's right. You can't do that.
You got to watch it on YouTube. And that's how I'll know. I mean, you have earned the discount because you made it to the end.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
All right, so that's a wrap, y'all. I'm Kash.
I'm Tahoe.
And this is Unconsciously Competent, where ignorance meets its match.
Peace.
Welcome to the Unconsciously Competent Podcast, where ignorance meets its match. I'm your host, Kash, strategist, sexologist, and professional growth agitator. And I'm joined by my tag team partner in truth, Tahoe. This podcast is for people confident enough to admit they don't know everything yet. But real growth doesn't start with being right. It starts with becoming aware. Inspired by the 4 stages of competence, we unpack relationships, money, parenting, power, pleasure, career, and all of those moments where you realize, yeah, I might need to unlearn that. We're not here to shame you. We're here to sharpen you, lovingly, of course. And if you've ever found yourself loud and wrong, curious and evolving, or somewhere in between, welcome. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And if you enjoyed this episode, stay connected with us. Head over to www.staycompetent.com, and there you'll find links to our YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all of our audio platforms. Come on, baby. Let's check ourselves. Let's grow on purpose, and let's get consciously better together.